watching some of the 1986 My Little Pony series recently. I even got this cardigan about it. Oh, look at her go. What's most fascinating to me about the series is that it's bad. The series feels sort of disjointed and random. There's always a new, weird creature showing up. Some of these are really fun, but ultimately, I'm always thinking, what's going on with the ponies, you know? Because the issue with the ponies, unfortunately, is that they are personalityless husks. I despise each and every one of them. They're very whiny. I don't like to hear about them. I don't like to hear from them. I don't want them to be saying anything, okay?
We're surprised. We don't want to lose her.
These ponies displease me. You could perhaps say that some of this is because the ponies mimic very young children, but to be honest, I have met babies with delightful personalities that far outstrip the character of these ponies.
Well, I guess that cooled her down.
Friendship is Magic, the extremely popular My Little Pony reboot that began in 2010, is undoubtedly superior to the original 80s series. It's good. The writing is good. The characters have personalities. This pony, Southern, likes apples. What more can you ask for? The original ponies didn't do that kind of thing. But I always found the look of it kind of unappealing. The earlier designs for both the TV series and the My Little Pony toys themselves are, to me, by far the better ones. Look at this guy. Everybody likes this one. I love how soft and round they are, their curved hooves and bodies, their cute round snouts. That's a little baby, and I'm here to take care of it. You know, when you look at a My Little Pony, you think, yeah, that's pony-like. That's kind of like a pony. When you look at the newer ones, you think, kind of less like a pony. I'm a pony expert in many ways, so it's easy for me to tell the difference. Despite the generally low and tragic quality, there are plenty of small things to enjoy within My Little Pony's episodes. There's a huge dog who the ponies meet, and then when they have to let the dog go 5 minutes later, it's the saddest a pony has ever been.
It's okay, Dinah. I understand. You gotta go.
And they get sad all the time, so that's saying a lot. Wind Whistler is a pony who's kind of a snob, and that's pretty fun. Snob pony.
I've never been very good at polo.
Polo is not difficult.
Don't know why she's like that, but I do like it. The ponies interact with some forest men.
Ouch!
I love this. How are these creatures around together? How did they meet? What I want to talk about primarily in this video, however, is the 4-episode story titled Bright Lights. Gather around and hear my tale of My Little Pony 4-episode arc. I know I don't need to say this, by the way, I know it's commonly understood, but the theme tune really does rock.
My little pony, I'll be there right by your side.
So, some baby ponies are attending the concert of the most stylish boy pony who has ever lived.
I'm a talking little pony. Nightshade is my name.
And he is astonishing. The hair on this man. I support him. I do. Life is gorgeous. Music is the fruit that will sate us all. However, unfortunately, Nightshade has a nasty zebra manager. He is a predator.
My, what have we here? Ah, my fair young maidens, how do you do?
Don't worry about that, though. Don't worry. He tells the little ponies that they can audition to become Nightshade's backing singers. Oh, to be a little baby pony with an opportunity like that. Wish that was me. But it isn't. Now, I thought this was going to be a straightforward lie and that they would immediately get into big trouble, go down a trapdoor, die, whatever. But they do actually get the chance to meet Nightshade and show him their impeccable skills.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, ti, do.
That was very nice.
When they try again as a group, their hideous voices actually unite into a glorious harmony.
Bright lights, how we love bright lights. Bright lights, how we love bright lights.
This is exactly how singing works, and it is beautiful. After this, they get gassed. Oopsie. Meanwhile, the mayor of a local town, the other ponies seek help in when they realize their baby ponies are missing. The mayor is a mouse, by the way, important. Traps all the other ponies in a big mouse trap. It turns out that the baby's shadows have been stolen, which Megan, the human girl, figures out with her enlightened and incredible mind.
Look at the sick children. They cast no shadows. That's the reason they're sick. Nightshade must have stolen their shadows.
That makes sense.
The mayor, though, stupid mouse, thinks that all the ponies are also in on it. What the hell, you may be asking? How could this happen? And what could it mean? For a second, the philosophical importance of the shadow is considered.
No doubt they feel empty and incomplete. The loss of their shadows being an outward sign of some loss of substance.
But then we move on to the simple truth. A wizard did it.
He made me do it.
Who?
Erebus. He's a wizard.
The baby ponies, after their shadows have already been stolen, are caged by a group of rats. The rats are like, you shouldn't be out at night. Haha, gotcha.
You know you shouldn't be out after dark.
It's daytime, you silly rats. The wizard is what I would call peak character design. He's a big cloud with eyebrows, and I like that. He's apparently blackmailed Nightshade into helping him steal shadows to fuel his powers, which appear to be exclusively being a bit larger than he would be otherwise.
I didn't know then that the shadows provided Erebus with energy that gave him his magical powers. And he used the energy from the shadows to make himself into this huge cloud of energy.
A dazzling magical ability. Other creatures are simply the fodder to make this sexy cloud even sexier.
Aha! Hee hee! Do you see what I see? A bunch of lovely shadows for the satchel and me.
And I do respect that. I do respect the grind and the hustle. When all the ponies catch up with Nightshade, he explains this to them, and he actually feels really bad about his role in the great shadow stealing plot. Even though the nasty cloud wizard stole the shadows of everyone in his hometown, and most importantly, the shadow of his gorgeous mother, and then also the wizard blackmailed sexy Nightshade about it.
His hunger for power is endless, and I'm forced to help Zeb supply him with more and more shadows.
He kind of went along with it in order to build his pony pop career.
If I don't help him, he'll steal my shadow, which would end my career.
And we learn that this shameful pony will not be forgiven by the quite frankly unhinged and violent ponies of this town. His own mother says, well, can you blame them? You did ruin their lives. You kind of fucked it all.
I didn't expect them to hate me so much.
What else did you expect from them, my son? You haven't earned their trust.
Queen of reality, queen of truth, queen of blame. The other ponies, especially the baby ones, on the other hand, are still enamored by Nightshade's local fame and think he's a good guy. He's a good guy under it all.
You're so lucky to have loved ones that care about you so much. I have a wonderful mother, but she has to live with the terrible shame of what I've done to her and Greyvale.
Obviously, the guy who did a bad thing becoming a good guy for sure in the end is a very common basic trope in kids media, but the immediacy of the new shadow theft victims' immediate forgiveness, as opposed to the vengeful rage of the long-suffering, shadowless townspeople is really great. I love seeing the jaded, disheveled, gruff ponies as contrasted with our simple, nice, sweet little girl protagonist ponies. The town ponies emerging from underneath dark bridges and such sing a short song about how they're gonna fuck Nightshade up.
We're gonna make you sorry. We're gonna kick up a fuss. We're gonna make you sorry. You tangled with us.
Kind of a dark Newsies moment, a more evil Newsies. I am on the side of the mean horses. They should have given more of a voice to the maligned horses, I think. Just really pushed it to the limits. I do really enjoy the moment with the mother. I think it's really powerful. The mother being like, yeah man, they're actually right to hate you. The baby ponies don't get it, but that's okay. They don't need to get into the discourse, but I do. So the ponies steal back their shadows, and even though Nightshade caused all this mess in the first place, we all stand him now.
3 cheers for Nightshade!
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Nightshade continues to be a pop legend, and the community is happy to act like essentially nothing happened. And the baby ponies can have what they always wanted, brief careers as backing singers.
Cause if your feet won't moonwalk, we'll never be in.
Everything worked out in the end. The wizard is so small now. The wizard's tiny, he became so small, and he has to live with being a tiny small wizard. The musicians here look super weird also. Who are these creatures? Favorite characters, no questions asked. So that's Bright Lights. That's Bright Lights. That's what goes on in Bright Lights. I think what I love most of all in these episodes, and arguably throughout the My Little Pony series as a whole, is the anachronistic feel of many of its non-pony characters. Who is Zeb? Where did Zeb come from? He's just a zebra wearing a leather jacket, which, now that I say it, that's good. Can you really improve on that? Maybe not. The little girls are sort of odd mother figures and narrative stand-ins for real little girls playing with their My Little Pony dolls. So they act as vague overseers of the episodes. They tell the ponies what to do, but they also feel like they're in the background watching everything. And the wizard is a random evil cloud. You know, good for him. My Little Pony perhaps has too many different creatures to offer us. As if the ponies are not enough. We need to scramble for more and more creatures. But I think these guys are my favorites. Silly fellas. Here they come. Can't resist these boys. This is just one kind of notable stylistic element that contributes to a generally odd vibe that pervades the series. Many moments feel strangely timed, and the low-tier animation compounds the disjointed performances, writing, and character design into a pretty beautifully surreal concoction of very memey moments. They're all over the place. It's quite clear from watching the series why the toy line was the backbone that the show clung desperately onto, ultimately failing and slipping from the plastic spine like a bloodless leech. But you know, Bart Simpson was there.
Just whap it with your nose.
And watching the series is a great look into the dark tunnel of animation history. It has all the awkward quirks of The Last Unicorn without the deep sense of intrigue, allegory, or painterly design that's going on in that movie. But it does have this face. I think we should have seen Nightshade punished by a vengeful mob. I want more violence. I want just tons more violence. I despise My Little Pony, and I love My Little Pony. Its moments of horror fuel me. Its creatures delight and annoy me. I will be watching more, and I will be weeping, as the ponies would want, because I am one of them.